make it. All right. Happy Wednesday, everybody. August 21st. You are here for How to Make Money on YouTube with Your Expertise with Marley Jaxx. Scott is unavailable due to COVID, so we are having a stand-in. So for those of you who are here, thank you so much for joining today. As you know, we here at Albert's List talk a lot about side hustles in addition to your day job. One of them is YouTube, and I was turned on to this a little while ago by watching what Scott does, and also by watching my own YouTube channel. And I also thought, why not go ahead and turn this into something where perhaps we could share it with everybody? So here we are. And that's what we're going to learn today is how to turn what you know into a YouTube channel and how to monetize with it and how to uncover some of the secrets that are out there. So without further ado, Marley, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to you. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And everyone, please keep introducing yourself in the chat. Say hello as you come in. Let me know where you're from. Let me know what kind of side hustle you have. Or I loved Albert's question of if you were going to start a YouTube channel and you had 1 million subscribers, what would you be talking about? And I love that you guys are talking about side hustles because having a side hustle and being able to monetize that with YouTube is an incredible opportunity. And someone even asked, well, how do you make money from YouTube? And there's a few ways, and I'll go through some of them now, and we'll continue to, talk about them throughout the training. And of course, feel free to ask questions. I love when this is an interactive webinar, and something that I ask from you is to please interact. Like if there's something that's like a big takeaway from you, or you're like, yes, that's amazing, put it in the chat, like whether it's a yes or whether it's some emojis, or even if you just put some ones in the chat. Like anytime I say something that you're like, yes, oh my gosh, that's great, good takeaway, just throw some ones in the chat. I even ask for you to like blow up the chat with ones. Who can type the most ones? Anytime I see a one, it's like almost like a little bit of applause, which makes me feel like, okay, I'm on the right track. You guys are getting this. It fires me up so I can just keep giving back to you. So thank you in advance for being engaged with me tonight. Let's talk a little bit first before I get into my slides of how can you make money from YouTube? There's a couple different ways. You can, one of a very popular, common, but I would say less lucrative money fast, kind of going from like lowest to biggest opportunity is when people are putting content on YouTube, YouTube AdSense will pay you a few pennies for every, couple of thousand views. It depends on your cost per metric, but I will say that I've had my YouTube channel since 2016. I have 150,000 subscribers, and I make now maybe around $1,000 to $2,000 a month on that. But that grew over time, and that's from YouTube paying you a little bit from them seeing, from them putting ads on your channel. So that's like one of the opportunities, but it's definitely not my bread and butter. Another opportunity is for you to where you are an affiliate to other people's products. Maybe there's a software you like, or a book you like, or a product or service that you like, and you mention it in your video and say, click the link below and go, you can sign up for it yourself, and you have an affiliate link with them where you get a little bit of a kickback. That's also a great opportunity. It's pretty passive. If you don't have your own product, you can recommend someone else's and you don't even have to fulfill it. You're just getting a kickback. That's a great opportunity. The best opportunity that I would say, especially for you guys that are creating side hustles, is when you have your own product or service or offering that you are selling it yourself. And then bonus is on top of all of that, you can also still be an affiliate for other people and still make money from AdSense. But like the best opportunity is when you are creating your own product or service. I will say one of my very first things that I did was I was a social media manager, and I did a social media service for people, and I could do it virtually from anywhere in the world. And especially a lot of you, if you guys are doing this as a side hustle, you could have one client that pays you 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, depending on your service every month, that you're generating leads through your YouTube channel for them to, buy your service. You could be selling courses or coaching programs or, downloads, things like that. So we can talk a little bit more about that as we get into it, because what I want to teach you is how to create the content on your YouTube channel that's going to build an audience that could then become paying customers. They know you, they like you, they trust you, they make purchase decisions based on the relationship they have with you, whether that's purchasing something of your own that you're selling them, or you're recommending another product or service, or they're just enjoying your channel and keep coming back for more. And then as a result, YouTube pays you for bringing people to their platform. So awesome. Thanks for introducing yourself in the chat. Hello, Chan, Kathy, Anand, hello from SoCal, Christy, Norbert, awesome. So good to see you all. All right, well, let me share my screen and I'm going to dive into it. And again, this is interactive. Ask questions. I will pause if I can. Otherwise, I'll go back to the questions at the very end. And so awesome. All right, here we go. Oh, I've got some fun stuff for us planned. I like to make my trainings, like I said, interactive. And we're going to take some field trips over to YouTube and show you some stuff too. Yeah, thank you. Awesome. Okay, here we go. All right. Well, thanks guys for joining me today. I'm just so thrilled that you've chosen to spend this time with me. And I do not take it lightly that is your most important non-renewable resource. I never want to waste my time. I never want to waste yours. So I'm excited what we're going to talk about, because an hour from now, you will have the keys to creating content that could build an amazing side hustle for your business. And my specialty is helping individuals and businesses to generate leads and build a business through organic content. And I know that if I can help amazing entrepreneurs just like you, people that are in their side hustles and growing a business from scratch, and if you guys are here and ready to implement this, you could completely change your life. Now, one of the things that I've noticed is that a lot of people are out there doing content wrong. And there's a few people that are doing content, building their YouTube channels very, very well. And the ones who are at the top, they are the top producers, the A-listers. And the reason why a lot of people do these things wrong is because they're copying and seeing what everyone else is doing. They're doing this little like monkey see, monkey do. You hear like a lot of people that they follow these trends, or you see everyone starting their YouTube videos with, hey guys, welcome back to my channel, blah, blah, blah. And even though it's common, it's not the stuff that works. And I've been in this industry for several years, and we really have the system and the tools to teach you how to actually create content that is effective, that will bring in business, that will convert into leads and sales. So that's why I'm really excited to be here and sharing this with you today. And the biggest thing that I hear from people is they'll say things like, and let me know if this is you. If you've ever thought this, throw some ones in the chat or just give me some yeses in the chat. They say, I know that I need to make content, but I just wish that I had someone to tell me what to do and how to do it. Have you ever thought that? Let me know in the chat. Give me a one. Oh, 1 times 1,000. All right. You've thought that too, huh? All right. Well, then quick question. Would it be helpful if I could send you a list of my best scripts and angles and hooks and gold mines that generates leads and sales for our business? If that's something that you would be interested, can you just blow up the chat right now? Throw some ones in the chat. Infinity, yes. Oh, I love that. True, if I need ideas. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. Well, at the end of this training, I'm going to show you how you can get access to that. So stick with me, all right? My job is to help you make content that works and to do it effortlessly. No wasted time, no drag, no unnecessary camera crews that are just like following you around to the bathroom every day. Just good content that runs on my team's algorithms to make sure that it all works. Awesome. That is exactly what I'm going to show you how to do by the end of this training. So what I'd like to do in this training is show you how you can get your message out there in a way that you won't just blend in with the crowd. I'd like to show you how to create content and marketing that can really build a business and really scale a side hustle in a way that grows your revenue, that you can attract clients and build profit in a side hustle, that maybe one day it's not just a side hustle, maybe it is a full-time thing to build a business. And my goal is that you're going to see them and they're going to be so much different than everything else, than anyone else is telling you out there. You're going to be so blown away at how we're able to help anyone stand out in any business that maybe you'll want to hire us to help you install this into your business. So at the end of this training, if you want to work with us, awesome, we can do that. But bare minimum, you should at least watch this training so you stop doing the things that aren't getting you results and you stop doing the things that do. Cool? Capiche and stuff. If you know how to spell capiche, you can put a capiche in the chat. Or if you don't, you can just put some emojis. Awesome. Cool, cool. All right. Well, let me be clear. This is not for people who want to be average. This is for the 1% of people who want to build a business that actually lasts through organic content. And for people who want to stop being left in the hands of like trying to run paid ads or something to build a business. That's not what I believe is actually the best way to build a business, especially if you're starting from scratch. So what I want to talk about today is not just creating content, but creating a machine. there's a lot of social media managers or marketers online that they'll make these fancy content calendars that they're planning for content, but we also want to plan for income. Okay, who wants that? Put some ones in the chat if you're like, I want to plan for income. Yes, I see some ones. All right. Our goal is to strategically craft a narrative that is it's compelling, it's disruptive, it can't be ignored. It demands attention, which we then leverage that attention into leads and sales. So what I'm going to teach you guys today is a very detailed guide to producing content that sells, but it's not, disclaimer, not an easy fix button. The strategies that I give you, they have to be followed in order for them to work. So if you like to read random stuff on the internet, but don't actually do the follow through, nobody, myself included, will be able to help you. So, okay, after this is over, promise me, guys, you're going to put on your implementation hat, okay? Content Hoarders Anonymous. That's funny. All right. Well, a little introduction. My name is Marley Jaxx. My team and I consult with some of the top names in the industry. We turn them into household names, inevitably successful entrepreneurs with content empires that allows them to convert their influence into currency. So that's what I do. My team and I, we have worked with a huge number of personal brands. We have NDAs with a number of them, but they're certainly names that everybody knows, with massive channels, appearances on shows like The Today Show, Rachel Ray, Good Morning America, Dr. Phil, some of them that have products in Target. Some examples that I can share, we've consulted with and created amazing results for people like Damon John, Mark Cuban companies. Anyone like the show Shark Tank? Love that show. I've also worked with a guy named Dean Graciosi, Russell Brunson, Steve Larson, many other huge brands from many niches. So I'm going to show you a few of the clients that we've worked with, and I want to show these to you so that you can get a glimpse of what success might look like for you if you implement these strategies, and also for you if you're like, oh, I have interest in something like that, or maybe I could start something like this. So I'm going to show you some cool examples. Oh, cool, you worked on Shark Tank? I bet you have some amazing stories that maybe you could tell on a YouTube channel. That's awesome. All right, we worked with the Twin Home Experts. They grew their YouTube channel from to over 400,000 subscribers, which then, how cool is this? They got the attention from a TV network where they're currently filming a pilot episode for their very own TV show. So how cool is this? These guys are plumbers and they made content about what they do. So much so that it grew 400,000 subscribers. People want to work with them because they love their YouTube channel, and a network wants to make a TV show about them. How cool is that? Like Super Mario Brothers. That's so funny. This is my client, Katie. She's saying that not only did her content viral, reaching 1.5 million people, but she also got nationwide with her story on ABC. So what's cool about this kind of content is that when you use the frameworks that I'm going to teach you, it can also help you go viral, grab more attention, including nationwide attention. I love this example because this one shows me that you can completely start from scratch and you don't need a big audience. How many guys are just completely starting from scratch? Like, no, you have no audience. I see someone raise their hand there. Yep. This works for people who are just starting. So this is an example from Chris Abbott. He went from literally zero. I did not even know this at the time, but he invested his last dollars to work with us. And the next month he made $82,000. And he did it all with a very small YouTube channel. Like his first year with us, he had less than 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, but his content was so specifically niche and directed to his audience. And now, as you can see here, 3 or 4 years later, he's reached $4 million in revenue by working with us. He even gets recognized in public because of his content. He says his sales calls are more like enrollment calls because people have binge watched his content. They already know that they want anything that he has to offer. And that's what's grown his business to thousands of people that are paying him monthly in their continuity programs. Who here would want thousands of people paying you monthly? I would not say no to that. And again, he grew his audience slowly. But at the beginning, he had a couple hundred, and then 1,000, and then a couple thousand. So guys, small audience size is just an excuse that's been holding you back until today, okay? I'm going to fly through the rest of these. This is Laura Alexa. She grew 160% in a month. This is Daniel Quindema. When he gets on a call with someone, he says, people treat me like I'm some sort of guru or something. What's also funny about this is when you create content online, sometimes people think that you're like this celebrity, which is kind of fun. And then awesome when you're selling something because they really trust you. It's built your authority. Doug Lucas, he's a doctor, and he has become a category king with his content. Every video completely organically that are signing up for his webinar. So I hope that you're seeing that this kind of content isn't just a nice to have. It's a must have if you want to have a business that lasts and if you want to play the long game with your business. This is Mary Adkins. She more than doubled the enrollment into her high ticket programs, meaning she's making lots of money. This is Troy Bear. He said, someone just paid $9.97 without even getting on my web class. They just said, I've been watching your content and I just won in your academy, made $48,000 in the last 4 weeks. I don't even know what you're selling, but I want to work with you. That's pretty cool. And then last one here, Nikki, she got $50,000 in sales in her first week with us from one post, which of course is a play that she could just repeat over and over anytime that she needs a cash injection or some qualified leads. Cool? All right, let's move on here. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. So today I'm going to share with you some of these strategies, and I'm going to list out some of the strategies that I'm going to share with you, okay? So you can get excited about what you're going to learn. And as I list them out, if these are things that you're like, yes, I want to know this. This is what I need. Yes, that's why I'm here. Okay. Can you throw some ones in the chat for each thing I list out? Okay. Starting with this. First of all, I'm going to teach you my revolutionary scripting formula. So throw some ones in the chat if you've ever wondered about scripting your videos. Awesome. And the reason why it's so powerful is because it contains two little known secrets. I like to call them my magic ingredients for capturing your viewers' attention immediately and never letting them go to your videos over. Who wants that? You guys want that? Yes, you do. Awesome. Love it. And this is the script that Chris Abbott used. Like I mentioned, he started from scratch. 3 weeks later using this, there's a screenshot. He says he made $11,000 in sales that day. He's got sales flowing in weekly. He says that anytime that a lead comes through YouTube, he's like, they're not even sales calls, they're enrollment calls because they've already binge watched his content. So, and again, you don't need a large audience to make money from this. Cool. If we have time, a few more things I'd like to share is the perfect video length. Has anyone here ever wondered how long their videos should be? We'll cover that today too. I'll also share with you the little known but super powerful strategy that all successful entrepreneurs use to film even weeks worth of content in just a few days. You guys want that? Cool. And that's right. Videos in 5 minutes or less, even if you have zero tech knowledge. Give me an emoji in the chat if you are not a techie person. If not, no problem. Cool. All right. Sounds good. Let's dive in. All right. So I first began using video content for my clients and for myself, and the results were nothing big at first. You know, it's kind of just dabbling. But after a lot of hard work and trial and error, I developed the revolutionary scripting formula. And my goodness, did it ever deliver outlandish results for my clients. Like I wouldn't even exaggerate if I said that the number of quality leads went through the roof, like quadrupled. So I knew I hit on something, and I worked really long and hard to fine tune this because I wanted to make a virtually foolproof formula that gets real results over and over again. And now, over 5 years of fine tuning and putting it to the test for all of my clients and my students, it's not just about delivering value to the viewer. We all know there's a lot more to converting a total stranger on the internet into a loyal customer, right? In order to make someone want to buy something from you, they need to like you, trust you, and believe that working with you is the best solution to their problems. Can we do that through our two magic ingredients of the scripting formula? You want to know what they are? Throw some ones in the chat if you're ready, and to make sure that you're still with me and you're paying attention. Awesome. Love that you're here with me. All right. The first magic ingredient is content hooks. Okay. So what is a content hook? It's something that poses a question in the viewer's mind that keeps them intrigued and makes them want to watch the whole video. So for example, a content hook could be the #1 biggest lie in weight loss? Question mark. What is it? What is the biggest lie? Or the 2 elements to add to your daily routine to lose 10% of your body weight every month? Question mark. What are those 2 elements? Okay. So it's not giving it away in the title or in that sentence. It's leaving a hook that makes you question mark what's going to happen next. So you have to stay tuned so you can find out. So content hooks are going to be the main bullet points that you want to speak about in your video. But the way that you tease them is something that leaves a question mark in the viewer's mind. Yes, like secrets for media. Yes, totally. So it's what's going to keep your audience watching. And the longer you keep your audience watching, the more successful of a business and a YouTube channel you'll have. Because the hottest commodity on the internet is attention. And once you know these strategies, it's actually quite easy to keep and hold people's attention. And now let me be upfront about a question or a common objection that I usually get here. Okay. Yes, keeping them in suspense. You totally nailed it. So a common objection I get here, and let me know if you've ever thought this, they think, Marley, what if my topic is boring? What if I'm boring? Have you ever wondered that or thought that about yourself? Now, I know some people think that you need the right topic to create a good video, but honestly, it's not really about the topic, but how you talk about the topic. Christy says, every day. I got you, girlfriend. All right. Because you can turn the most common topic into great content. So let's take a boring topic, for example, like cleaning a house. Anyone interested in watching this video? 6 tips to clean your house. Is anyone like on the edge of their seat? Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to watch this. After a long day of work on a Friday, I'm going to kick back and watch this video that will tell me how to sweep the floor better. Right? Really? You might watch this? You and I are not the same. All right, now check this one out, okay? 6 years without cleaning. The filthiest house in Europe. I cleaned it for free. Okay, apparently 19 million people were hooked by this one. So this girl does extreme cleaning for free all around the world. 19 million views on just this video alone. Her YouTube channel has over 3 million subscribers. So she was able to make the topic of cleaning interesting and entertaining. Because what's so interesting is behind every house she cleans, there's a story behind that mess. Can you see it now? Yeah, definitely a shift, right? So it's not really about the topic, but more about how you talk about the topic. I like to think about Bill Nye the Science Guy too. When I was a kid, I didn't care about science, but Bill Nye the Science Guy really did, which made me care about science. You know, might be a good example there too. So you just need to say things in a different way, in a way that they haven't heard of, and in a way that makes your content non-obvious, even if it's a common or boring topic. Okay, so here's an example. Look at these ones. They're pretty much saying the same thing, but one is wrapped differently. Okay, let's look at the one on the left. How to master your relationship with money. Do you have more question marks or assumptions on this one? When I look at this one, I'm like, they're probably going to tell me budget, save money, maybe do some money affirmations. Okay, if I have assumptions about the video, if I have more assumptions than question marks, I'm probably not going to watch it. Now let's look at the one on the right. I pretended every night until I made $1 million. I have a lot of question marks. I pretended, like, what did you pretend? Until I made $1 million. Well, how did you make that $1 million? Can I do this? Can I pretend every night until I make $1 million? And as you can see, the one on the left has 112 views and the one on the right has 90,000 views. Okay, so observe your own reaction to content in what makes you want to click based on the question marks, the curiosity that it leaves for you. Great question in the chat from Siobhan. She says, how do you avoid being clickbaity? My answer to that is, I think there's a stigma around the word clickbait that people think that it means bait and switch. We are absolutely not baiting and switching. Your whole intention, I'll talk about this in a moment too, is you need to sell the promise of that title. So if people click on that video, I pretended every night until I made $1 million, and it's not a good video, people will click away, and YouTube will not continue to put this video in front of more people because YouTube puts videos in front of people based on how long they watch the video. So if it's a clickbait, bait and switch, it won't do well. But if it's a clickbait, And I prefer to just use content hook instead of the word clickbait, because again, clickbait sounds like bait and switch. If it has a good hook, that's a good thing. We're creating curiosity. So, speaking of, what is the goal of the hook? Okay. What's the goal of the title or the headline or the hook of a video? And by the way, it's the same goal of the headline in a newspaper or a website or an email or an ad and so on. All right, got some great answers. Reels you in, attention, yes. And guys, if your cause is worthy of attention, you kind of have a moral obligation to be good at these hooks. You have to be able to get people's attention because the world is so loud. There's so many things that are competing for our attention. I showed you that video of the 6 tips to clean your house. Put that next to, I don't know, some nature videos of sharks eating whales or of the Olympics or something like that. Like, are you really going to watch a video about cleaning a house when there's things like, these epic adventures or Marvel superheroes or things like that? We're competing for attention. Yeah, Shark Week is a big week at our house. I don't know why that came to mind. So anyway, the important thing to remember is that the goal of the title is not to give a recap of the content of the video. That's something that teachers might have told us in school, like when we were learning how to write essays or something, but that's not how you get people hooked. So the goal of the title is to get people to click on the content and consume it. Okay, pretty straightforward, pretty simple. So when you brainstorm and write your hooks, what you need to do is make sure that you are leveraging curiosity to get people to click. Write that one down, okay? Leveraging curiosity. And when it comes to curiosity and pattern interrupts, you have one best friend, and that best friend is unpredictability. Your content needs to be non-obvious. When we saw that example of how to master your money mindset, it's kind of obvious. I pretended every night until I made $1 million. Not obvious. Not everyone is doing that. That's what makes it unique and interesting and leverages curiosity. I want to click that because I want to know more. Good hook, arrest people's attention and pull more crowd, more money. Yep, you completely nailed it. That is a great comment. Yes. All right. So your content needs to become non-obvious because the thing is, whenever we see a new video or a new article or a marketing email, we metaphorically judge the book by the cover, right? Like when we look at the title or the headline, we decide if we want to invest our time into reading or watching that. And if we can correctly assume what it's going to be about when we click on it, we're more likely not to, right? Like if your audience can guess what the content is about, then it's just noise, not a hook. We value our time and energy. We only have so much of it. So if we think this video is probably going to talk about this video is probably going to tell me how to sweep my floor, I don't actually need to know that. I'm not going to spend hours watching videos about cleaning. I don't know. Maybe some people do. Not me. If I think it's probably going to talk about this, it's not worth my time. Okay, so if they think they already know what you're going to say, they won't click and you'll probably lose them forever. So your content needs to be unpredictable and non-obvious. Yes, make it unpredictable. Yeah, feel free to share your takeaways in the chat. This is really, it's inspiring for me to know that this is helping you guys. So love it. And also you sharing that takeaway might inspire someone else. And the best way to learn and install something for yourself is to share it, is to give it to someone else. Teach to learn. Cool. Love it. So the best thing is that when you keep creating non-obvious content over and over again, you build a reputation with your audience and that they'll always want to click and consume your content. Like, can you think about people that you have unfollowed because their content was like bland, vanilla, more of the same? You're like, I'm unsubscribing because there's nothing good here. You might not even remember their names because that's how not memorable they are. But can you also think about people that you consume everything they post? Like, who are some of those people for you? Put in the chat. Like someone that every time a new video comes out or a new post or something, you're like, I got to watch this. You like almost stop everything to consume that content. You might even consume so much of it that it becomes your thoughts. You know how they say you are what you eat? You are what you consume in terms of content too. So be selective about the content you consume. And then more importantly, consider how your content is a worthy information diet for your audience. Love it. Dave Ramsey, Ezra Klein, Chelsea Callahan. Yeah. I unfollowed some because they didn't get to the point. Yeah, they didn't know how to use those content hooks, right? Yeah, great example. Cool. All right. So now that we've got your hook, are we done? We've got a 1 million subscriber YouTube channel. We're good to go? No, you bought like a click or you bought like 3 seconds, but we don't want to lose them after the first 30 to 40 seconds. You asked about clickbait. If we don't deliver on that promise and then give them the next hook, they're going to leave. So we have to re-engage them. So here's an example. You know those talking head videos? You'll see a lot of these YouTube videos that they'll start the same way. They'll be like, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Just popping in real quick. Well, I have a PhD in all this interesting stuff, and I'm going to talk to you about blah, 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 blah today. Who's seen that before? It's very common, right? They all start with this introduction. They're saying who they are. And I understand that they feel like they need to set a level of credibility. But the problem is people aren't there to get to know who you are yet, right? Snooze fest. They are watching the video to get what you promised in the hook, or else they're gone immediately. So what is the solution? I think this is my favorite part of today's training, is to be like Deadpool. What is this girl talking about? How many guys have seen Deadpool? There's a new one out right now, but any of the Deadpools? Not yet. Yeah, you have seen some of it. Okay. So in the opening scene of this movie, they go straight into the story. They just jump straight into the high point of drama, the big action. Okay. No spoilers. Don't worry about that. Okay. And a lot of movies start out this way, that they don't have to like tell you the whole life. When they start in the high, kind of guessing and then asking what's going on. And it means that you have to keep watching to find out. Watch the first 60 seconds of the first Deadpool movie. And while we do, I want you to go into the chat and write down all the questions that come up in your mind, every single subtle question. For example, as you can see in the screenshot here, Deadpool is sitting on this highway. What I have in my mind is, why is he here? What is he doing? Why is he sitting here? Okay. All right. So we're going to watch the first 60 seconds. I don't know if the audio is going to come through very well, but there's not really any dialogue. So we'll just watch the first 60 seconds and then we'll go back. All right. What paper is he reading? Yeah, there we go.
I want to shoot, baby. Shoot,
Then you stack, especially in the back, brother. Wanna think you mother for a butt like that. Surprise, but they take shake for me. It looks to kill you. Both me and the other shotgun. Bang!
Oh, hello. I know, right? Whose balls did I have to fondle to get my very own movie? I can't tell you, but it does rhyme with Wolverine. And let me tell you, he's got a nice. Anyway, a face to fix and bad guys to kill.
Maximum effort.
All right. Let's see your questions that you put in the chat. Well, let me pull up the chat again here. There we go. All right. What paper is he reading? Yeah, look, he's, but then we found out in a couple seconds that he was coloring something. He was drawing something. Why doesn't someone push him over the side? It's kind of a dangerous place to be. Why is he sitting on the railing of the bridge? What's with the Wolverine thing? Why did he jump into this moving vehicle? Okay, so there's lots of questions that are coming up here. Some of the questions I had too. What is he drawing? On the drawing, it said something about Francis. Who's Francis? Another line, he said, I've got a face to fix. What's wrong with his face? A little bit later too, he, in his like inner dialogue, he says something about like the love of my life doesn't even know if I'm still alive. That's a pretty big open loop. You know, what's happening there? Why didn't he die from falling 4 stories? Yeah, how did he get to this ledge? There's so many questions. So look what this did. We have all this massive curiosity in just 60 seconds. And throughout the movie, they close loops and they open new ones constantly. And that's how they keep you engaged. Okay, that's what you want to do with your content, to hook them and keep them engaged until the very end. So just like how the stand-up comedian earns every laugh. Have you ever been to a stand-up comedy show? Imagine if you went to a stand-up comedy show and there was a good joke at the beginning and a good joke at the end, but nothing good in between. You'd be pretty bored, right? And if it was a video, you'd completely click off. So it can't just have a hook at the beginning and a payoff at the end. The payoff will mean nothing because you would have lost them 30 seconds in because they won't be hearing it. So you need to be like the stand-up comedian that is earning the attention of the audience every like 10 to 30 seconds with new jokes, and then they keep compounding on each other, leading to this big grand finale payoff at the end. So you open a loop with the content hook in your title, your hook, and then several times throughout your first 30 seconds, you close some loops in the first 2 minutes, and then you open some new ones, and so on, which you then continue to close until the end. Which brings me to the next magic ingredient, which is engagement breaks. So the biggest mistake that entrepreneurs make when they're creating content is they put their call to action at the end. Okay, have you ever heard this where they go, hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, click the like button below and click the subscribe, blah, blah, blah. You guys have heard this all the time, right? In every single video you watch. Another example of what a lot of people do that is actually wrong. So don't just copy them. I'm going to tell you what works instead. And I hope you're paying attention, because if you just keep doing what everyone else is doing, that's not what works. You'll be wasting your time. So here's the problem with that. People rarely stick until the very, very end of your video, which means you'll have no one follow through with your call to action. Your viewers are going to click off your video as soon as the content is done, or you become boring to listen to. And the best way to become boring is to tell your viewers, hey, like and subscribe if you like the video. Well, guys, as we already know, you can't deposit likes and subscribers in your bank account. This is where engagement breaks comes in. An engagement break is a break for engagement between your content hooks. It happens when you stop in the middle of your video while the retention rate is still very high before you're going to reveal something big, kind of like the end of a Netflix episode where they have that cliffhanger that keeps people captivated. And you're like, oh, I got to watch another episode. Okay. So it's asking for engagement, but in the high points of drama. So that's what keeps your viewers kind of salivating and wanting more. It makes them want to watch your video to the very end. So here's an example. This is my client in the weight loss industry. So she might say something like, hey, before I share this with you, this formula to help you lose 10% of your body weight every month without diet pills, shakes, or even exercise. Whoa, big hook, big question marks. How do you do it? I want to hear from you. What weight loss programs have you tried before? Have they worked or not? Let me know in the comments. Okay, and then what that does is it signals to YouTube that this video gets people to engage and people are watching this video. And if this one, then we should put it in front of more people, because YouTube only wants to keep people on their platform. And if they can see that your videos are doing that, they're going to put you in front of more people. Okay, or she can do it another way where she goes, before I share this, blah, 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 same thing. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, because I release videos like this every week to help you hit your weight loss goals faster than ever. Okay, makes sense? So the engagement break is either leading to ask them to comment or subscribe. And this works like magic for keeping your viewers engaged and involved in your videos. And engagement breaks also lets the viewer's mind rest a little bit. Otherwise, you might overwhelm them. They could click off your video. And then the best thing to do at the end of the video is to send them to more videos so they can binge your content and actually spend more time with you. So the best call to action is actually another video or another piece of content. And so when you do CTAs to offers or lead magnets, like if you're like, hey, click the link below if you want to book a call with me, or if you want to get this, this download that I made for you, you want to make them by the ways, just a subtle by the way, not a commercial break, because people pay extra to skip commercial breaks, right? Okay, so here's an example. We'll use the weight loss example again. My client, Christy, we made a video of her once where she was in the grocery store talking about what kind of foods you should eat and get at the grocery store while you're trying to lose weight. So she's going down the store with her cart, and she goes, hey, by the way, next time you go to the grocery store, I actually just made my list for you. So you can click the link below, download that, print it out for yourself next time you go to the store. All right, now here's why we don't eat cheese. Okay, it was a by the way. It was subtle. Does that make sense? Throw some ones in the chat if that makes sense. It's a by the way, not a commercial break. Do not turn your videos into infomercials. Cool. So when you have content hooks and engagement breaks in your videos, guys, you are instantly ahead of 99% of the competition because they don't know this and they're doing it the wrong way. They're doing it the monkey see, monkey do way because that's what everyone's doing and they think that that's what you're supposed to do, but you are not. And when you do this, this is how you know how to stand out. You intrigue the viewer right from the start. You keep them engaged in your content, which then can have them watch the video to the very end. And guys, when the social media platform sees that viewers are actually engaged in your videos, they'll start recommending your content to other people with similar interests to your perfect customer. That's how you build a following completely organically of people who are eager to learn about you, your products or services, maybe even buy your products or services. Okay. All right. Now that you learned about hooks, engagement breaks, I also want to introduce you to something called curiosity design. This is also known as your show format. And for the person that is going to make a YouTube channel about his airplane, this might be really interesting to you. Okay. And guys, this is one of my favorite parts of this training too. I know I said that already, but this is like one of my favorite things to see people implement. And when they do, they'll like message me on Instagram to be like, I did this and it's working so well. So pay attention to this. Okay. Because having the right format idea in your content is an absolute game changer for your business and your videos because it creates curiosity and unpredictability. And the best thing is this is so little known, but very simple. I'm going to tell you right now. Here it is. So simple. It's where you take two saturated formats and blend them together. And it creates a whole new category of content. So let me show you some examples of what I mean by that. Okay. How many of you guys have ever seen YouTube channels where they're doing like covers of popular songs, like someone just singing a song, you know? That's a really popular category. And another popular category, Martin, is when they make there's airplane channels. Like there's a whole audience of people that love to watch airplane channels. Well, look at this. This guy blended them together. He sings covers of songs while flying an airplane, which is pretty 1% because I can't do that. Not everyone has an airplane. Okay, how cool is that? Or this is an example from my friend Bill Allen. He invites entrepreneurs like me, Russell Brunson, and talks about business and marketing growth. Okay, creativity, 1 + 1 = 3. I love that. So airplane channels, fairly common. Business podcasts, very saturated. Put them together, boom, new category. Okay, another great example is Binging with Babish. Who's seen this channel? This is a really cool one. In this channel, Hot Ones is a great idea. Yes, Siobhan, yes. Hot Ones is where they are, they're doing an interview while eating hot wings. And it's so interesting because you're engaged because you want to see kind of the torment they're going through while they're eating these very spicy hot wings. And also the interviewer asks incredible questions. Like if it was just a really good interviewer, that could be amazing. He's very good. Like I would say top 1% interviewers, but because they're also doing something so entertaining, eating hot wings at the same time is very, yeah, they say random stuff when in pain. Yeah, that's so funny. All right, let's get back to this Binging with Babish here too. So basically, here's what he does in this channel. He cooks food from his favorite movies and TV shows, which is pretty cool. Every time I watch a movie, I'm like, oh, I wonder if Binging with Babish can do this somehow. So basically, he took food content, which is saturated, added film content, also very saturated, and what he got was 10 million subscribers. It works. Okay, there's some other great examples on TV. Jimmy Fallon is merging these formats. Have you ever seen when they play musical Wheel of Impressions? So they take a nursery rhyme, they choose an artist to sing it while doing an impression of another artist, and out comes viral content. So can you guys think of any ways that you can cross-pollinate two different topics to create a brand new category for yourself? Okay, little pop quiz. Can you guess the two categories that Shark Tank is cross-pollinating here? And there's no wrong answers, really. Like I've heard multiple answers that were like, oh yeah, I didn't even think about it that way. Business and game show. Yep. Business and entertainment. Yeah. Yeah, I heard someone else say business and talent show. business versus like American Idol kind of thing. Money and humiliation. Yeah, well, because here's the interesting thing is the format of the episodes are the same thing every time. And this show has been on for like 10 years, right? Here's how it all goes. An entrepreneur comes in with their innovation or their business. They pitch it to the sharks. The sharks are skeptical at first. Mr. Wonderful maybe says something hilariously offensive. And then the shark either gets it, or the entrepreneur either gets a deal or not. Over and over and over and over. It's the same episode for the last 10 years. So you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You just need to invent a format. Cool. What's this one? Hamilton, for anyone that's seen this. What are they combining? I thought history and badass beats. Yes, I love that. Yeah, founding fathers and hip hop. Whoever would have thought to do that? Only Lin-Manuel Miranda. And obviously it's one of the biggest Broadway musicals the world has ever seen. Yeah, pop culture and history. Absolutely. So guys, I hope this is driven in home that you don't need better videos, you need better ideas. So your goal of your videos should be to create an experience, because experiences get remembered more easily, and you do that through the best ideas. And when you use these formulas, this is how you get people addicted to your content. Your content can become like this conveyor belt, bringing in new leads and sales and opportunities. Okay. Do I have time for some more of those frameworks? You guys good for time? I'll keep going if you do. Yep. All right, let's go. So here's my story selling framework. Okay, I have a lot of templates for scripts. One of my favorite things to do is to look at a viral script and dissect line by line why it was viral, what made it go viral. Okay, and I can share with you some of those formulas later today, but my very basic one, and I really like acronyms, so I made this kind of framework. Better ideas takes you to promised land. Yes, yes. Okay, so this is a framework that I made. It's an acronym. It's actually a name that you will know, especially for some of us with kids. We cannot escape this name. This person's name is going to be an acronym for us that I want you to keep in mind every time you're creating a single piece of content, okay? Every content should have what I like to call, drumroll please, an Elsa. Elsa, the song, the Snow Queen, let it go, but do not let it go for these purposes, okay? For every single piece of content, hold on to this. Every single piece of content should have an Elsa so that you are set up to turn your content into cash, okay? And you won't forget it because Elsa, like you can't forget it. All right, so Elsa breaks down into epiphany, lesson, story, application. Okay, so before you make any piece of content, even if it's a video or a post or an email or a speech, a webinar, reverse engineer what is the epiphany you want your audience to have when they watch your video or read your post or come to your webinar. So this also includes the objections that they might have. Like, what do you want them to overcome in their mind? How do you want them to feel? Do you want them to like, yes, go at it and take action now? Like, what's that thing, the epiphany? When I think of epiphany, it's like, oh, light bulb moment, okay? The L is the lesson that you're going to teach in that piece of content. However, this is really important. If all you do is give them step 1, step 2, step 3, it's kind of boring, right? You kind of sound like the Charlie Brown teacher, like, wah, wah, wah. Okay, so we got to wrap that lesson into S, the story, meaning the story that has the lesson woven into it, and our stories have to be better than our audience's stories. What do I mean by that? The stories that they're telling themselves, the objections that the stories they're telling themselves that are holding them back. Okay, so our story convinces them that they can do it. And then A is for application. So this is like how your audience can actually implement what you're teaching into their lives. So this could be a call to action for a lead magnet, the next video to watch. It could be a Q&A that answers the next questions, an exercise for them to do. Maybe they get on a call with you that you can offer, you know, a product or service that's going to help them. Okay. So we're not just planning content, we're planning income. That is what the core of content is all about. So that people are emotionally invested in your content because they know, like, and trust you. And then as a result, when they're emotionally invested, they're more likely to say yes to an opportunity to financially invest because they trust you. Okay, rapid fire. I want to answer some of the biggest questions that I get, starting with the perfect video length. Any guesses? Put in the chat. What is the perfect video length? You know, sometimes no one gets this right. Okay, all right. Love it. We do have some correct answers. Okay. The answer is probably going to seem pretty simple. The perfect length for a video, drum roll please, is to be as long as it's interesting. So the answer really is D, it doesn't matter. So it's kind of like asking, like, how long should a string be? Depends on its purpose, right? We have short form content that's like 30 to 60 seconds. We have YouTube videos that can be 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes, even hours long. Documentaries are, you know, over an hour long or even broken up into episodes. Titanic back in the day, that sucker was on 2 VHS tapes. You know what I mean? My kids don't, but you know. The most important thing is that it is as long as it is interesting and not a second longer. So my challenge to you is to try to observe in your own behavior in consuming content. What is it about the content that makes you want to keep watching? Or what is it that makes you want to click away? And when you're reviewing your content before you publish it, try to remove yourself from the fact that you just spent all this time creating it and keep it as precise and attention grabbing as possible. Siobhan, can you get sets for when people click away? What does that mean? Let me know what you mean by that. All right. Stats. Yes, you absolutely can. In YouTube, you can actually see when your viewership drops off. And then that's great to know because you're like, what did I say right before that? What could I do next time to make this more engaging? Great question. Love it. Yep. All right. Next one. Who here would like to know how you could film weeks worth of content in just a few days? Like some people spend days or even weeks to just try to publish one video, while you could publish up to even 5 new videos every week, maybe even more. Okay, you can become omnipresent. Your audience will see you everywhere. And you know what they say? They say for someone to buy something from you, they need to see your face about 7 times. And the best way to do that is through batch filming. So what is batch filming? Batch filming is when you block some dedicated time and you commit to filming not 1, not 2, but multiple videos. And you could even get months or even years worth of video content in one sitting. This is how successful entrepreneurs can publish daily videos every single week, while the imposterpreneurs have a hard time dealing with just one video per week. So for your batch filming to be successful, you need to also master the video editing process. Okay, hence the following. Editing a single video should take you hours, right? Wrong. So I'm going to teach you a very simple mindset trick that'll help you edit your videos in 5 minutes or less, even if you have 0 tech experience. Okay. Most entrepreneurs have a hard time editing videos. Anyone here relate to that? It's probably the most excruciating part of creating content. I used to spend hours and hours just to make one video. But once I discovered this simple mindset trick, I started editing my videos in 5 minutes or less. Okay. And it is so simple, so powerful. It'll blow your mind. But first, let me give you a disclaimer. If you can hire a video editor, by all means, go for it. It could be one of the best investments you make. And getting video editing off your plate should be a priority for you in the future once you start scaling through YouTube, which my first video editor, I paid $15 per video. Do you think that I can make more than $15 in the time that it would take me to edit the video myself? Probably. And with the strategies that I'm sharing with you, do you think that you could make more than $15 from a video? I would like to think that you could, even if you were just going door to door. Okay. So I can also teach you about how to find a video editor at a no-brainer price point. Do I have to buy anything for starting to edit videos? I like to use like free apps. You know, CapCut is great. iMovie is great. I start free before I even pay for anything. Okay. All right. So if you are just starting out and have no choice to have no one to help you with editing your videos, you might just have to edit them yourself. So here it is. To edit a single video and make it so easy that you can do it in 5 minutes or less, you have to do the following, okay? When filming a video, film with the editing in mind. What do I mean by that? Well, for example, let's say you stumble on some of your words or you forget what you have to say. Okay, simply do a loud clap, clap, and that's going to show a spike in your audio. Or we can also pause. That'll leave a break in your audio. And then that way, when you're editing your videos inside your editing software, I recommend, again, something free, simple, like iMovie, CapCut, Filmora. You can clearly see where to cut your video, which makes the editing process 10 times easier and faster. But again, if you can hire a video editor, totally go for it and do it. Guys, everything that I just shared with you is exactly what I and my clients are doing to grow our businesses through our content. And guess what? The craziest thing is that you could batch all of this and spend just 1 day a month on videos. Does that seem doable? Throw some ones in the chat if that seems doable. And I really got to applaud Albert, because I was actually only asked this morning if I could come in and share this with you. And he asked if after this training, if there's something that I could do to make sure that all of you guys can take and implement this, and even give you even more strategies and scripts and templates to make sure that you're successful. That after this training, that you and I could work together, that I can help you start implementing this stuff and seeing the results as soon as even next week for those who implement, and to help you start growing your business. So would anyone be interested in that? Could you guys blow up the chat with some ones if that would be helpful for you? Oh, yes, there we go. Got some ones there. Oh, you guys are blowing up the chat for real. I love it. Thank you so much. Awesome. Well, I'd love to tell you. So I have this program where basically I install myself into your business as a chief content officer. And my goal is to give you a system that's going to allow you to expand on what you've learned during our time together today and give you the power to transform your content into a lead generation machine. So you can sell your services, your products, or grow your business or your side hustle consistently. Even if you rarely post right now, anyone like, I don't know what to post. or if you're terrified of seeing yourself on camera, let me know if that's you too. A lot of the frameworks that you'll be getting are the exact same systems that I used when I worked with LinkedIn or Damon John and all the amazing entrepreneurs and brands that I listed in this training. And many of these same systems I used to help my clients generate 6, 7, 8 figures in revenue and build channels up to hundreds of thousands, some with even millions of followers. So what is exactly included here? Well, I thought that it might be helpful if every month, on the first of the month, if I could provide you with a new strategy, new scripts, new templates that you can just swipe and deploy and use in your business. Would anyone be interested in having me hand over every month some brand new templates and frameworks that you could just install right into your business, and that I can actually help you to install them? Yes, I see some ones. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. It's like going crazy. The crowd goes wild. Thank you. And guys, these are the same secret weapons that A-list entrepreneurs use to turn their content into their most powerful marketing asset. It's something called Chief Content Officer. It is a content operating system designed to position you as the go-to expert, attract a flood of leads, and turn viewers into voracious fans. That's exactly what we're going to offer to you and deliver to you as your personal Chief Content Officer every single month. So here's what you're going to get. Every month, you're going to get a list of my best hooks, scripts, angles, and gold mines. You're going to get my viral script frameworks. You're going to get my moneymaker CTA gold mines. You're going to get my engagement explosion blueprints, authority amplifier strategies, thought leader post prompts, just to name a few. And let me tell you the best part. Let me know which one of these you'd be, okay? You can implement this in just 1 day a month. Like, guys, a 1 day a month strategy that can help you grow a business, or 10 minutes a day. Which one would you be? Would you want to be the 1 day a month kind of person, or the 10 minutes a day? Or you know what? You can even do both if you're feeling spicy. Okay. Oh, that's a good one, Siobhan. Siobhan says 20 minutes every other day. Look at you. You can choose your own adventure. Love it. And guys, here's some proof to show you how this works. Okay. Like Sky here saying that she implemented one of the strategies I gave her in less than 3 minutes. Jeff said 30 seconds to record, 2 minutes to write the message, my best reel for views, likes, and comments. Beth said one of her videos from this week had 3,500 views, got her 71 new subscribers just from that one video, and 2 scheduled consults for her business. So one video is bringing her business. And guess what? That video is a living, breathing asset to her business that will still bring her clients down the line. And every time she makes a new video is going to keep doing the same thing. So if I could provide you with a converting content strategy and also an AI prompt for those of you that are loving ChatGPT or any AI that could that could help you to generate leads in like 10 minutes or less each day, would you take me up on that offer? So inside of Chief Content Officer, you also have access to this incredible community of other entrepreneurs, people who are not only going to inspire you, but could become some of your best relationships. A lot of people's best friends or best clients, best connections come from being in rooms like this. Like when you meet the right people, what does that do for your business? What does that do for you? It changes as a person. So it's not just what you know, it's who you have access to do. And so the constant access with people like this reduces your threshold for mistakes and increases your chances of success. So when you join an environment like this, it'll reprogram you for the long term, and you can start growing at a pace that could change the trajectory of your life forever. We also have something called pocket coaching, which is one of my favorite parts. Basically, it's an exclusive, intimate, members-only podcast where you get to steer the content. Roberto's saying the value is pouring out of this. And then lastly, to make sure that you have handheld support in implementing all of this, I created something called Get It Done Day. And so to explain how important this is, I want to show you or tell you a story that happened to me. I got a client, sorry, I got a text from a friend who's also a client. And he said, I see you on Instagram and it looks like you're launching new stuff all the time. I don't know how you're so prolific. And I was like, he's right and he's wrong in a way, because it does look like we're constantly rolling out new exciting projects. But the secret isn't this like endless well of energy or a time machine, although I wouldn't say no to one. The truth is we just have a strategy that makes us seem like we're always on the move with fresh launches and endless content that's generating leads and sales for us. We have a solid strategy that launches and all Get It Done Day. And it's a day that we just dedicate one day each month to mapping out our content strategy. And this pre-planning gives us the freedom to sprinkle in spontaneous, in the moment content without the pressure of feeling like, oh, I need to produce content to drive sales. And this feeling is where burnout comes from. Like having that one day scheduled is a game changer. Okay, so whether you can join us live for the Get It Done Day or just catch the replay, you're going to learn the strategies that allow us to stay prolific, prevent burnout, and keep us converting. Okay, so this alone could give you so much freedom and strategy in your business. Well, if you're freaking out a little bit right now because this is such a crazy good offer, get ready to freak out even more, because I really want to sweeten the deal a little bit. I love the quote, success loves speed, money loves speed. So I want to give some fast action bonuses for the people who decide to join us today, okay? Not only have I made it what I think is a steal of a deal, I mean, to pay a social media manager, a good one, is at least a couple $1,000 a month. And if you wanted to hire a copywriter, they start at $36,000 salary. I wanted to make this silly irresistible at its pricing, but I also wanted to add in some extra bonuses. So just to recap, you're going to get all of this, the monthly viral script frameworks, the CTA gold mines, the engagement explosion blueprints, the authority amplifier strategies, the thought leader post prompts, the monthly live Get It Done Day, the pocket coaching, and so much more for only $97 a month. However, if you sign up today, the first 100 will actually join us at $77 a month. Plus, they're going to get all 5 of these bonuses. You're going to get a swag box, VIP Q&A, strategy call. We're going to get 79 story hook titles, the Content Machine Masterclass, my Icon of the Industry course. But each day that you wait, the price is going to go up $10 and one bonus is going to disappear. So who wants the link to be one of the first 100 and grab your spot for $77 a month? Just blow up the chat with some ones right now. Well, you can run, don't walk to go.chiefcontentofficer.co/Albert. Make sure that is, I'm just going to put it in the chat here. Go.chiefcontentofficer.co/Albert. You can also do that QR code on the screen. And guys, think about the outcome that you can get out of this. Like, think about the numbers that I showed you earlier. And the results that entrepreneurs just like you are getting, like $97 or $77 for the first 100, go, is a drop in the bucket for someone like, Trey Bear, I showed you, who he says people that ask, they just ask to buy his stuff without even watching his webinar. They just say, I've been watching your content and I want in. Or Wayne Lee, who his goal was to get 20 people into his program. He accidentally got 122. So this is specifically designed so you can implement and start seeing results. And so when you think about it, when it's spread out over a month, that's less than $3 a day. So fancy coffee or a content strategy that generates leads for life, your choice. Again, here's Chris Abbott, that when he started with us, the month later made $82,000. Now, again, he was in a done for you system, but what I do want to share with you is that, and I can't promise those same results, but what I'm saying is that just like anything, when you put your implementation hat on and you get access to this information, you get support from us and Chief Content Officer, you certainly get what you put into it. So I know with certainty that this is a steal of a deal for just 97 or 77 for the first 100 people that run. You can get all of this, all of the monthly viral script frameworks, the CTA gold mines, the engagement explosion blueprints. Put in the chat if you guys are signing up right now. Let me know when you're in. The thought leader post prompts, the monthly live get it done day, and so much more for $97 a month for as long as you want to be in it. We don't lock you in, but we do over deliver. So we hope you'll stay with us forever. So you can go to that link on screen, or I put in the chat, go.chiefcontentofficer.co/Albert. And again, the longer you wait, the price is going to slowly increase and the bonuses are going to slowly disappear. So go to that link on screen. And as another bonus, for anyone that wants to pay on the annual plan, we've also added in some more bonuses. First of all, you'll save 2 months of payments. So it's actually $970, but if you go right now, it's $77. So an even crazier bonus. So you'll save silver platter strategy and content audit. So I'll personally audit your marketing and content strategy, and I'll also personally write the next 10 hooks for your content. Now, I won't be able to keep this available as an annual bonus for long because I got to ensure that I have the time to fulfill all of this. So if you're seeing this, it might be your only chance to grab that up while you can. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'd love to answer those for you. While we're waiting for any questions, let me bring some more proof to you here, okay? Chris Abbott, in this comment on the left, said that he made $82,000 the month after he started working with us. And then do you see that red hockey stick graph there? That's Andy, who had some huge growth on his YouTube content after joining one of our programs. Then we have Anita, who's saying she grew 1,000% in watch time, views, impressions, and subscribers. There's another screenshot of a client getting 122 new leads a day. So what I'm saying is this works. Now let me make this more real for you, okay? Let me do some numbers. Typically, my clients' offers range from $25 to $25,000. So let's say your offer is $50 and you sell one a day, which isn't very hard, okay? That's still $1,500 a month from organic content, okay? Or what if your offer is closer to $500 and you sell one every other day? That's $7,500 a month. Now we're talking, okay? Or for those who sell a reasonable $5,000 offer, let's say this content is helping you find a sale a week. That's $20,000 a month, which is pretty awesome, right? So how would this look for your business, for your side hustle, for something you could be doing outside of your job? Okay, or if you want this to solely drive your sales, maybe you get to let go more, maybe you get to quit your job, maybe your side hustle becomes your full-time hustle, which feels pretty good, right? And it's totally possible with my method, and many have done it before you. Okay, so how many sales would you need to pay yourself back for investing into Chief Content Officer at this crazy, I can't believe it's this price kind of rate? Like, and also think about how much it's costing you not to work with us. Maybe you miss more opportunities from people who haven't seen your content and as a result don't buy from you. Maybe you stay stuck in a job when you want to be able to get out of your 9 to 5 and have a full-time business. What happens if nothing changes? Same life, same money, same audience, 3 years down the line, 5 years down the line, nothing changes unless we do, okay? So if all this did was help you to build an audience that then you could sell something to, or if all this did was help you to figure out what that business is that you want to have. And that by the time you do have the offer to sell someone, you have an audience that's ready to buy. Would that be worth the price of admission? Because eventually you're going to spend that $97 eventually. So the question is, are you spending it on something worthwhile? And for most of our clients, just one extra sale a month justifies their investment. So now's your chance. You can head on over to that link on the screen and join us. Let's get to some Q&A. Do you have recommendations for choosing YouTube versus podcast versus Reels, or just publish everywhere? I think that it's important to have long form and short form content. So some YouTube videos, if you want to do short form as well, but you also don't have to be on everything. You don't have to create content on every single platform. I would recommend if you can do one piece of content a day, whether that's written, whether that's video, whatever you need. Okay. And I can help you to strategize that too. If you're like, this is what I'm thinking, we do a lot of Q&As and stuff that I can help you with that. Albert says, do we need a passive offer to start with? You don't. And here's what I recommend. When I first started creating content, I actually didn't have an offer. I didn't have an offer to sell people into. I just built my audience. And as I built my audience, you're totally fine to come in. I'm in a hotel, guys. Just ignore that. I built an audience so that by the time I did have an offer to sell, there were people that were ready to buy. And that's actually a really cool place to create from. We're creating content to build an audience, and you're creating content to just give value. So you're building this goodwill in the market that by the time you do have something to sell, or by the time you do have something to sell, people want to buy it, but you're also able to get that market feedback. So you know exactly what you should create that your audience wants from you. Cool. Did you say you're giving participants $50 bonus per month? I did not. I'm not sure where you got that. I did say that if you're one of the first 100 people to sign up, you can get in at $77 a month instead of $97 a month. And I have 5 bonuses that if you sign up today, you'll get all 5. If you wait until tomorrow, you'll get 4. If you wait until the next day, you'll get 3. The bonuses are disappearing over the next 5 days. So do you recommend this route if someone is unemployed, or is it something someone should have stable income for? Now, I'm never going to ask someone to go into debt if you do not have stable income, because get stability in your life. It's so much better for you to be able to create from a place of stability. However, if you see this as something that you're willing to invest the time and energy into creating this kind of content that can help you to build a revenue stream, build an audience, like I said, the hottest commodity is attention. If you have an audience that you have a relationship with, when they trust you, you can sell things to them. You can sell your own products and services. You can be an affiliate for other products that you believe in. So if this is something that you feel comfortable with investing in, knowing that if you are going to put in the effort, that you can get something out of it, I would absolutely, and you do not need to, if you're unemployed, I'm not going to ask you to go into debt if that's a difficult investment for you. However, I do feel like a $77 investment that I can help you to build a business and build content that's going to create an audience. I think that that's a pretty easy investment to make that you can get an ROI on. So that's why I wanted to make it completely super affordable. Does your engagement on other channels impact your channel gets traffic? I'm not sure if I'm reading that right, but my YouTube channel can direct traffic to my Instagram and vice versa, if that's what you mean. So that helps. And building my email list, I can direct people from my email list to my offers as well. Do you only help with YouTube or other content as well? Yeah, all this content you can use on many platforms. So we have clients even that are like, I don't like video. They're like, I don't want to be on video. We're like, great, here's your strategy for Twitter. And they do awesome written content on Twitter or blogs on Medium or posts on Facebook. So this is for content and not just YouTube, although we love YouTube. What do you think of live versus recorded? If you're doing a Facebook Live where you're actually live and communicating with people, great. But I wouldn't pre-record to go live. Like, I think it's good to be live and interactive. People know if they're watching a recording. But also building your YouTube channel where you are creating recorded content and producing and polishing that content. I think that's a great way to build an audience long term. Like, guys, I have content from 2016 that is still generating leads for me today. Like this content from 2016 that I made years ago is still showing up on YouTube. People are still finding it. They still get hundreds or thousands of views. Then they click the link in the description, that they get the lead magnet that joins my email list, and maybe they're buying stuff from me too. So highly recommend. Can you still build a successful channel, successful and monetizing YouTube channel if you don't want to show your face? Great question. So starting in September, which is 2 weeks away, we are going to be teaching faceless content inside of Chief Content Officer. So if anyone here is like, how do I do faceless content? In just 2 weeks, we're going to be starting that curriculum inside there too. So great question. Do you imagine AI negatively impacting the monetizing potential of YouTubers or enhancing it? I think a bit of both. Here's why I think it's a bit of both. On one hand, I think that YouTubers have a lot more opportunity to be creative because they can use AI to help them come up with ideas, help them to write scripts, and then they just have to put in the effort to actually doing it. That was a big excuse for people before of like, I don't know what to say, or what do I do? Now YouTube can help, or AI can help you write scripts. The negative part of that is it can help anyone do this. Anyone can do it. It's leveled the playing field. So the way to stand out is by still being very authentic and being creative in ways that other people aren't. And that's exactly why we have Chief Content Officer, is because we are completely against blending in with a sea of sameness. I mean, this whole training was about, here's what a lot of people are doing and here's why that's wrong. We teach disruptive content, meaning stuff that not everyone is doing that's going to make you stand out. So AI can be very beneficial when used right. AI can also create a lot more competition. So the way to stand out is making sure that among all the AI, you are still coming across relatable, human, and authentic. What technology is required? Great question. Apps, cameras, mics, what do you suggest? I suggest this whole thing. Your phone has a great camera on it. I suggest, look at this, even, windows, natural lighting. I don't have my light set up here. I'm actually in a hotel room. The customer service or whatever just came in, right, or the room service just came in right now to turn down my bed, which is great. Awesome. Thank you. So just, natural lighting. For apps, I recommend things like iMovie, CapCut. All the ones that I've said so far are free. If you want to get fancier, of course, there's other editing apps that you can use, invest a little bit more, but I would only start investing in those after you've built up a little bit. Like I used iMovie editors, they use Premiere Pro, another editing software. Yeah, just keep it. Stop all AI content. I don't think so. I like your ideas, but I don't have anything to sell or service to offer. What do I do? If you want to learn how to build an audience while you're learning what you want to sell, then I think this is a great opportunity. And at $77 a month, like guys, my intention with Chief Content Officer is to make it the best online social media marketing training on the internet for less than $100. The stuff that's in there right now, I am biased, of course, I built it, it's my baby, but a lot of people would sell this for thousands of dollars. So here's the best part is that you could sign up for this. You could check it out for $77 if you sign up today. Tomorrow will be $87. The day after that will be $97. If you sign up today and you check it out, and if you're like, I love this, amazing, I can see that this is the best online training and that this is going to be a huge, crucial asset to me growing my business, awesome, stay, would love to have you forever. But if you're like, I tried it out, I don't know if it's for me right now, maybe I'll come back in the future, you can totally discontinue. I'll miss you, but I will wish you well and would love for you to come back when you're ready. So you could always just try it. I like you already. God bless you. Thank you. Awesome. I appreciate that. If you sign up at $77 a month, you will stay at $77 a month. Like you will be grandfathered in for the first 100 people that sign up today, $77 a month for as long as you want. If you join us for a year and then you're like, I'm good, I'm going to take a break or whatever. My hope is that you see that this is the best online training, social media training for less than $100. And you're like, there's no way I'm leaving. Great. If you do leave and come back, you will come back at whatever price it is, which is, right now the public price is $97. In the future, it might be more. I don't know. But yes, for however long you want. Awesome. Let me see. There's some other questions here. If I want to keep myself private, I don't want to show my face. Yeah, I kind of answered that a little bit before. We are going to be creating faceless content on in Chief Content Officer starting in September. Does the YouTube channel have to be focused to be successful versus a more random channel? Yeah, I think it should be focused. Like your audience should know what you're about, and you also want to be speaking to the same audience all the time. The way that I compare this is when I was growing up, I lived in Canada, and I only had like 5 channels on my TV. And one of the channels was the French channel. In Canada, if some people might be from Canada, if you've ever been to Canada, everything is in English and French. Like if you pick up a cereal box, one side of the cereal box is in English and the other side is in French. When you're on an airplane, you have to hear the safety instructions in English and then again in French. So when I flipped through the only 5 channels I had on my TV as a kid, I never watched the French channel because I didn't understand it. I would never watch it. Sometimes there would be English content on there though that I was confused by. Like, why is there English content here now, but not others? But because it was most of the time always French, I never paid attention to it. So I basically consider in my mind I had 4 channels because I would like flip past it already. I wouldn't even try to see if it was in English that day. So if your audience doesn't know what you're about, they're gonna skip over you. If they think that you're speaking French, but once in a while you speak English, they're not even gonna pay attention to when you speak English. That could be for them. Kind of that's an analogy, of course, but I think that makes sense. Oh my gosh, I love this question. How can someone mitigate the impact of cancel culture and risking their day job based on their social media presence? Have you seen it as a trending issue in your experience? I love this question. I actually made a documentary on cancel culture because a common question I get is like, what if I create content that people don't like and then I get canceled? So please go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Marley Jaxx, and there is a video called I got myself canceled. I canceled myself. And it's about being disruptive. So my answer to that is if you have a job right now, like a 9 to 5 that is paying you, and there's certain parameters you need to stay in to keep that job, and that's going to keep you stable and, pay your bills, I would be cautious with that. I'm not trying to tell you to do anything that's going to like damage your life. Yeah, go create content. Who cares about your boss? Who cares about your bills? Absolutely not. That's not what I'm saying at all. So if you need to be cautious over the content you're creating because maybe your work says that you can't have your own social media to grow a business, I would be cautious of that. But you might at some point decide that you want to build a business that is going to bring you more reward than the paycheck that your company is paying you. I have had clients like that they've held themselves back by like going all out because they needed to, stay within the parameters of their 9 to 5, and that's totally fine. You can always be cautious with that. Maybe you tread lightly and you get yourself to a revenue level that you're comfortable with before you say, hey, I'm gonna, tiptoe around this or start to build more content. I think it's a little bit of a personal decision. When it comes to cancel culture, though, I think that it's really important. This is completely unrelated to having a 9 to 5 job that is paying your bills. But when it comes to cancel culture, a lot of people are so scared of speaking their mind and sharing their message that's actually going to really impact people because they're worried about being canceled. But I think the truth is the message that people are afraid to say the quiet part out loud is the content that's going to really attract a diehard audience to you. And so I think it's a test of how much do you believe in what you say you do and how much are you willing to speak up for that? Is it a moral obligation thing? Or is it something that you're like, I'm going to let someone else be a voice and I'll just quietly support them? There's no wrong answer, whatever feels right for you. Got that one. Got that one. Awesome. I think I got all the questions here. Let's see what else. Yeah, totally try it out. Love it. Can you put your YouTube link in the chat? Yes, youtube.com/Marley Jaxx. And if you love this, feel free to reach out on Instagram. I respond to all my questions on Instagram. I respond to everything in my DMs myself. Would love to get to know any of you guys. What if you really want to work with you but are not quite ready? Can we sign up and then pause until we can spend the time? You can sign up, yes. If you need to pause, then you would just come back at 97 if you're signing up at the 77 today. Cool. Awesome. Albert, thanks for having me today.
No, thank you. This is great. Thank you for answering all the questions, and what an offer. I think I was just thinking, wow, I should think about this for myself too as I grow this YouTube channel. But yeah, y'all have the offer. Any last final thoughts before we conclude and send everyone on their way to video nirvana?
Do it. Yeah. Guys, like I said, I am obsessed with making this the best online social media marketing training. When you get on the page, you'll see a bunch of testimonials of people that have gotten amazing results from it. I shared many of them with you today as well. I have a lot of conviction behind this because I have a heart to really help people to grow businesses
Yeah.
and spread their message. So would love for you to come in and join us. And if not, then I still wish you well, and please stay in touch online. And yeah, we'll get these replays and some emails out to you guys shortly.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you all so much. We will
Yeah,
see you all soon, and I look forward to seeing some growing YouTube channels. Thanks,
Thank you.
everybody, and have a good evening. All right. Bye.